Is your tech spend outpacing your business growth? If so, you're not alone, and let's cut the costs without cutting corners. I'm Matt, I'm a fractional CTO, and I love helping people and businesses save money and make their lives easier. I help them do more with less, and it makes their employees' lives easier. It makes the executives' lives easier as well. Everyone can sleep well at night, and let's get you rocking and rolling. There's some areas where some savings can be had fairly quickly. One is unused services. So if you have any unused or unutilized services, you can cut some costs there. Another one is over-provisioning cloud servers, or compute is what we call it now, since we don't know how many servers we have. We just have compute. There's another thing of duplicating functionality across different departments or teams. And there's the nefarious legacy system that is difficult and expensive to maintain. Here's a 4-step framework to help you get back on track with your tech spend. Number 1, you gotta figure out where you are before you know where you want to go. Take an inventory of all your cloud services, your tech spend in that area, your subscriptions, all the different licenses you have for various products and hardware expenses, and take a deep inventory of where you are. Engage with your teams in the various departments and see what is actually used and who uses it. Sometimes you'll have 5 licenses when you only need 2. Identify redundant tools. If you'll have a CRM for sales and you have a different one for marketing, well, if you find one that has enough functionality that crosses both of those departments, you should be able to cut some costs. I'll review contracts and renewal terms and just get to know when everything renews and what that looks like. Okay, step 2 in our framework is to optimize without cutting corners. The big area you're going to find is the ability to consolidate tools with various teams and departments. I mentioned the CRM. That is a very common problem where marketing wants one thing, what they care about is over here, and what sales cares about is over here. Sometimes they don't align. Other times you just need a little bridge to consolidate those. Marketing will all be about the data that they can analyze and know, the sales funnel, how things are coming down. And the sales department really wants to, record calls and have quality assurance when it comes to their sales calls and have the information they need so that they can sell. So find a CRM that does 80% of both of those, and then you can bridge the gap with any customizations down the road. Another option is to utilize open source software when applicable. Sometimes that's not possible, but other times it is. There are cheaper ways to do the same thing. I think cheap is not the right word, but there are less expensive ways to get from point A to point B, to get your accounting done, to get your marketing done, etc. Invest in training so that you maximize the tools that you are using. This is a key feature so that you can really help your employees do better at their job and maximize their effectiveness within each tool. Another thing we'd like to do is help them with their cloud services, especially AWS and Azure. We can turn off systems at night. For instance, if we have a US-based team working on development, we don't need the dev and staging servers running all night long. We can just pick a 10 to 12 hour period where those are up and running. And if we need to adjust that down the road, we can. But, turn it off. It'll save you half of your spend on the dev and stage environments. In the beginning, I mentioned legacy systems. I had a previous client, and they had a legacy system that cost them 6 figures every year to run. They wanted to rewrite it. They still want to rewrite it, and they still haven't. And they keep paying 6 figures every single year. I don't know about you, but I think I could figure out a better way to use $8,000 a month or more. I've given them tips and a plan on how to rewrite that and move the legacy environment over into their new infrastructure and a new system. And it just seems like it's one of those things that is too big for them to be comfortable with doing. In that case, I would recommend an incremental approach and to just gradually start moving things over. Okay, number 3, negotiate with vendors. See if you can get a little bit of a discount. And a lot of times you can find ways that will automatically give you a discount with the vendor. For instance, if you're a nonprofit, ask if there's a nonprofit discount. Try to see what you can do to minimize your costs or maximize the features that you get for that money. Consider renegotiating your terms, canceling things that you're not using. Just try to tweak it a little bit. If you get a 10 or 20% savings, I think that would be beneficial. It would be worth it. You can also leverage a competitive quote or bundling things together or a bulk price. Number 4 is tracking ROI and a continuous review. As with most things in business, we're in an infinite game. We're not in a fixed race. It's not even a marathon. It's a forever thing. We keep going and going. So we need clear KPIs for each of our line items for our technology investment, so we can map gains and cost and savings and revenue impact. You'll regularly need to review those KPIs and track the spend versus the KPI and see what ROI you're actually getting for each particular service. You can schedule a quarterly or a semi-annual review, and then you can cut costs as needed and scale up or down. Just as a reminder, smart spending is in alignment with business goals. So what's your business goal and how does your spend support that? If you want some tips on how to save money with your tech spend, there's a link in the description. Book a call with me. I'd love to chat with you and see how I can help you out. And as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.